Steve Bannon has now threatened the FBI, showing his white privilege is still strong and intact. Here it is.
I told the FBI guys, Steve, I told the FBI guys, I said, that you guys are going to be on my 6 o'clock show on Frank's speech. And they said, this corrupt investigation, whatever you're trying to do. And they go, Mike, we're just doing our jobs. I said, yeah. I said, the corruption goes back to our government.
Yeah, hold on. Stop. I want all the FBI people out there. We got whistleblowers all over the place. That phrase is not going to save you. That's what the Waffen SS said. That's what the Gestapo said to save themselves after 1945 when we won. Hey, we don't want to hear you just doing your job, okay? You know what you're doing, and it's time now for you to come forward and be a whistleblower. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of whistleblowers coming from DOJ and FBI. You better be part of it. The excuse, I'm just doing my job, will not hack it anymore, okay? I don't want to hear that. That's more whining.
He said it will not save you, is what he told the FBI. Now, Mike Lindell, first of all, they're both going to prison. Both of them are going to the pokey. It's quite fascinating to me that they don't get it. They don't understand it. They don't realize it. I'll go back to Steve Bannon in a moment. Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy, he had his phone taken by the FBI. He then decided to talk about it publicly. Great, now it is my business. I don't think Lindell understands something about federal investigations. They did not take your phone, sir, because they need to look for something on it. They already have it. They know it. They know it's on your phone. They took your phone to preserve it, the evidence, for when they prosecute you. All right. Let's put his, love affair with this pillow back up again. In addition to claiming the seizure of his phone by the FBI at Hardee's drive-thru, he also claimed the FBI questioned him about a Colorado County election clerk who was allegedly involved in a voting machine security breach. But speaking of elections, it appears that President Joe Biden is actually surging in the polls. I don't know if this will last, but I think it's worthy mentioning because of the context here. Steve Bannon gets handcuffed last week. Great, good. He is going to get indicted again. That's going to happen. President Trump, former president, under investigation. He will be indicted, in my humble opinion. And Mike Lindell got his phone taken. Give me that. That's what FBI said. Okay. So Joe Biden, while all of this chaos is happening with Republicans, has quietly been rising in the polls. Has he done something special or spectacular? What did he do? Not a damn thing. Nothing. This is because the opposition side is so bad that they are now self-checking, meaning Biden doesn't really have to do anything at this moment because of the chaos level of the conservative movement. So support for Biden recovered from a low 36%. We covered it when it was at 36%. That was in July. He is now at 45%, which is more of a normative number, closer to it, driven in large part by a rebound in support from Democrats just 2 months before the November midterm elections. During a few bleak summer months, when gasoline prices peaked, lawmakers appeared deadlocked. The Democrats faced the possibility of blowout losses against Republicans. So Biden's approval rating remains underwater still. You got 53% of U.S. adults disapproving of him. I'm not talking about Republicans. I'm not talking about independents. I'm talking about everybody. This is a general poll. And the economy continues to be a weakness for Biden. Just 36% approve of his economic leadership as the country faces high inflation and Republicans try to make household finances the axis of the upcoming vote. Still, polls suggest Biden and his fellow Democrats are gaining momentum right as generating voter enthusiasm and turnout takes precedence. Don't hang your hat on that item, President Biden. You have to actually win the vote that you get. allowing somebody else to beat themselves is not a good strategy. I'm just saying. Yasmin, thoughts on this?
Yeah, my favorite part of this story was when Trump complained that the majesty of the United States was no longer because Mike Lindell's phone was taken at a Hardee's, as if that whole scenario exemplifies American majesty. But as far as Bannon's comments about, the Waffen SS and the Gestapo go, it's ironic because the arguments that the right is now lobbying against the FBI are the same arguments that everyone else is saying about law enforcement in general. No one likes law enforcement when it's perceived to be unjust. The only difference is that the examples of police brutality that we've actually seen against citizens in the United States and the fact that law enforcement agencies allow these cops to get away with it are actual violations of the public trust and actual examples of injustice. No one's mad at cops when they do their jobs except for people like Steve Bannon. And his point is also interesting because it's rooted in truth a little bit, but it's completely misapplied. Anytime you see examples of military coups, for example, in different countries, it's true. The coup and the leader is only as strong and as successful as the team executing the initiative. There is no police brutality without police who are willing to be brutal against citizens. And there is no military victory without members of the military doing exactly as they're told and not questioning their directives. But that's not what's happening here with Steve Bannon. He really wants his supporters to believe that, though.